Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is the show that I do every single Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And during this show, we do a couple of things over the course of the time that we spend together. We talk about some current events, some news, and things that may be top of mind for me, may be top of mind for you. I give you a rundown of all of the content that is going to be released from the channel over the course of the week. And then we generally have a good time, and we also give away a slab or two. And I want to give a huge shout out to Go Collect, my sponsor, who has been supporting this channel for 60 some odd weeks. Definitely want to acknowledge those guys and the fact that they put me in a position to be able to give away some really cool books every single week. So shout out to them. And I have a couple of things that I want to talk about over the course of this show. We are going to talk about the fact that Marvel is about to start shipping comics again. We're going to talk about Boom Studios and what they are doing to help LCSs on the new day one. And then we're also going to talk about AWA Studios, who has just signed a new deal. And then we're going to talk about whatever else that may be top of mind for you guys as we rip through this thing. And before we get started, I want to say hello to some comic book soldiers that have joined me here in this live stream. I see Tina. How you doing? She says, Reggie, we miss you. I have been here, my friend. I think that there was a whole chat that went away before I joined. But Tina, it is definitely good to see you. I definitely appreciate you. Joe, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Cool and Collected released a really cool video that I was watching earlier today, where he basically made these creations to support and display his portraits of his various statues that he has in his collection. He says that he's not an artist, yet he created some art, and he did a really good job of it. So if you guys get a chance, be sure to check out Cool and Collected's channel, because he puts out some good stuff. So Hawkeye is in here. How you doing, brother? Johnny Future's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Master Blaster, it's good to see you, my friend. Joe, I just noticed who your thumbnail photo was. I just noticed that all the live streams you've been in, and I just noticed who that was. Well done. Joe Brown is in the house. Ghost Lantern, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Scrolling down, Randy Resnick is in the house. Jeff P is here. Emerald Knight is in the house. My man, how you doing? Lee Atkins, it is good to see you, my friend. Harvey Abel is in the house. Welcome to the live stream. What is that? Matthew, we have so many Matthews up in here. It is the army of Matts up in here. Scrolling down through the names, seeing who else we have in here. We have Sin City, we have Backseat Driver. It is good to see my man. My Canadian brother, Rush Diehard, Almighty Liger King is in the house. Scrolling down, Squirrel Madness. This dude did an unboxing that was unreal. I definitely enjoyed the unboxing that you put up the other day. All right. So welcome to all 75 of you that are in the room right now. I have a feeling we are going to keep it cranking, because that is 75 in like a handful of minutes here. I want to thank every single one of you for taking a little bit of time out of your respective Sunday nights to be here with me for this live stream. All right. So without any further ado, I want to jump into our first topic. And our first topic, as I mentioned, is that Marvel is about to start shipping comics out again, which I think is a very, very good thing. So they announced it, and they also put out a list. They put out a list of what books are going to be available when, because that was one of the big questions, is what are they going to do? So we have our answer. This is an official announcement from Marvel. It says Marvel Comics to resume Wednesday releases for new comics and collections starting May 27th. Marvel's newest comics will include highly anticipated issues for Empire, Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men titles, Strange Academy, and more. And this is the thing. Marvel has signaled since some of the early days that they were going to stay in lockstep with the LCSs, and of course with Diamond. Diamond announced a couple of weeks ago, because we covered that here on the channel, that they were going to start distribution in mid to late May. And the fact that Marvel is saying, hey, we are going to be on board in late May makes sense. And so I want to scroll down here and make this a little bit bigger. Hopefully you guys can see this over. What is this? Today, Marvel Comics announces plans to resume releases for its comics starting Wednesday, May 29th. True believers everywhere will now be able to escape back into the Marvel universe and continuing following their favorite Marvel stories and characters. And so down below, here they are. Marvel Comics release schedule available in print and digital. And so on Wednesday, May 27th, there are 5 books that are going to be available. Amazing Spider-Man 43, Avengers 33, Marauders 10, Star Wars, and then Venom 25. And I am honestly excited about 2 of those books, but I will probably buy at least 3. So the Amazing Spider-Man, the Marauders, and then the Venom will be the books that I'm actually picking up. So that is what's going to happen. My guess is that these books here are actually at Diamond and will probably be shipped out, right? My guess is that they're at Diamond, or they're at least on their way to Diamond, right? But here on Wednesday, June 3rd, which is the next Wednesday, the next new comic book day after the 27th, you can see here that they are releasing some additional books. And a lot of these are actually trade paperbacks. As you kind of look down this list, a lot of these are actually trade paperbacks. Let me make sure. I think that's probably a comic, a floppy right there. But by and large, these are omnibuses and trade paperbacks that are actually going to be released. There's a Darth Vader poster poster book that's going to be coming out. But my feeling is that this one is, in my opinion, a little bit of a wash here, the June 3rd. But when you start to go down the list, you can see here Wednesday, June 10th, you can see a lot of other additional books: Black Cat, Daredevil, Deadpool, Excalibur, Miles Morales, and then also New Mutants 10. And then you can kind of see the rest of the schedule here as we build it out. And I'm honestly just trying to get down here to this one. I'm honestly just working my way to Wednesday, June 24th for a couple of reasons. One, because there's a lot of books that are in this list. There are a lot of books right here, but also because that is my birthday. June 24th is my birthday. But yeah, you can basically see here, Marvel is basically declaring what its release schedule is from basically May through July 8th. We have a pretty good idea of what's going to be happening. So again, I think that this is very good news for the comic book community. I'm definitely excited. I'm excited that comics are back. I'm excited that they're going to start distributing comics relatively soon. All right. So let me head over back to the chat, see what you guys are talking about real quick. Mixtape Master says, I'm hyped for ASM 44, the Kindred variant cover. Bro, that Kindred cover, that is a recreation of that original ASM with Venom on the cover. Woo, that is a nice book. That is a nice variant. And I cannot remember who's releasing that one, but I saw that one. I saw that variant like 2 weeks ago. And somebody sent that to me, and it is dope. It is dope. I passed on it, and there's a couple of reasons for it. You get a variant, says Flashback. There is a She-Hulk omnibus. I mean, they're doing some big stuff. What is this? Wow, Reggie, that was my mom's birthday. Are you talking about June 24th? Shout out to all the cancers on June 24th. June 24th. That's what's up. Let me scroll down through some of this. It's a slow ramp. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And I think part of it might be the fact that the printers probably aren't printing, right? So my guess is that there's some books that are at Marvel ready to be sent to Diamond. Diamond probably already has some books in their warehouse, and then Marvel is trying to make sure that their print houses can get ramped back up in order to start printing stuff. That is my general feeling, is that it's going to be a slow ramp up for certain. But just like the rest of the country, you know, what Marvel and Diamond are attempting to do is reflective of that, right? I mean, even some distributors and local comic shops are basically like, look, we're only working limited hours. We're working like a 1 8-hour shift when we normally work like around the clock and stuff like that. So I think that it is all a slow ramp up that kind of makes sense. June is when the DD, what is it? The drop the bomb. That double DD threw me for a minute there. Let me see. Scrolling through some of the comments. Oh man. So here's the thing. Three of my parents' kids are born in June. There's one of us that's not born in June. The one that's not born in June, we honestly can never remember when her birthday is. I feel bad for her because she's not born in the month of June. And let me see. Chat, how you doing? New comics R&D back. I'm glad they're coming back. I'm spending too much money on back end. I don't think that you're the only one, my friend, that is doing that right now. Scrolling down through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. I'm just ready for Fantastic Four to come back. Ethan says, man, I am ready for some X-Men. I'm telling you, can't wait for that 1 in 100 Venom book to drop. What is it? Scrolling through some of the Kindred. Is that still a thing? Man, I'm gonna tell you, bro, the Kindred is like a slow bleed. It is a slow bleed. They first showed him in, what was it? The newest title for ASM in issue number 1. And we are on what, 44? And I still don't really know much about him. So I'm personally, again, Nick Spencer's, I am not a fan of Nick Spencer. Just being completely honest. Scrolling, make my Marvel, says Adam. That's what's up. That's what's up. Scrolling down, Sean, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Jess Payless says new issues of X-Men probably won't be out until late July. So this guy right here, Jess Payless posted up a book on the Instagram machine, and it was it's a raw book 6.0, and he said, I'm going to post this up because Reggie says that I only post high grade books. I was sitting on my sofa when I saw that post and I laughed out loud. Jess Pele is actually helping me behind the scenes with something that I'm working on. I'm trying to do a video coming up sometime soon. And he checked some facts and figures for me behind the scenes. Helped me out tremendously. I definitely appreciate your help, brother. As always. And I saw your follow-up email. I did not respond, but thank you. And I will reach out if I do need some help further on down the line, but definitely appreciated that. Matt says he's mission going to the comic shop, brother, as am I. What is DC doing in the wake of this? I think DC is doing what they intended to do, right? They are going to start releasing books. I want to say this coming week. I think my days may be off because they all blend, but I think that they're releasing new books now. They're releasing books across the 3 distributors, the 2 new distributors that have been stood up. And when Diamond comes online, they will be distributing through Diamond as well. So they are doing their thing. They also increased, and we didn't really talk about this, but they increased the books that were being distributed via their digital first strategy. They already had books that were being distributed digitally initially, and they actually expanded the titles, and now they have also gone towards the 2 new distributors. And so DC is doing what they have explained that they're going to do, which is to do some digital first stuff and also broaden the distribution. So that is moving forward. I have not heard anything different from that. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, man, brother, I am so waiting for Ablaze to start releasing Gung Ho again. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have read all the issues. It is a 7-part story arc from Ablaze Studios. I have read all 7 issues. I'm not going to tell you how. I've read all 7 issues, but I have read them, and it's pretty good. It is pretty good. So shout out to Matt for talking about Gung Ho from Ablaze Studios. We've been trying to do a little bit of this indie stuff. We've been trying to do more of that as of late. What is this? What is your best advice in helping LCSs on a budget during this time? What is my best advice in helping LCSs? I don't know that I fully appreciate that question. I'm guessing that was directed at me. I don't know that I'm fully appreciating that question. I might need a couple of more words there, my man, Rye. Scrolling down through the comments here, scrolling through the comments here. Matthew talking about he picked up Venom 5. All right, cool. So for those that may have just popped in here a hot second ago, as I almost ripped my microphone out, hopefully you guys can still hear me. Marvel is going to start shipping comics again as of May 27th. And on Marvel's website, they actually made this announcement on May 1st that they're actually shipping books out starting on May 27th. There are, I think, 5 books. 5 books that are actually dropping on May 27th, and then they are going to be ramping things up as they get into June. A lot of what we see here on June 3rd for Marvel is a lot of trade paperbacks, omnibuses, graphic novels, that kind of stuff. But then as we get into to June 10th and beyond, they start to ramp things up. Certainly around this wonderful date right here of June 24th, they go ham. They go ham. Spider ham. See what I did there? They go ham right there, and then they kind of continue. So we get an Excalibur trade paperback down there, a couple of trade paperbacks over here. Yeah. So there you go. There you go. All right. Ooh, I've been reading a little bit of this Black Panther. Been reading some of this. Somebody hooked me up with this little graphic novel right here, and I've been definitely reading. You can see my bookmark right there. I think you guys will see a video maybe next week or this week. I can't recall, honestly. All right, so that was the first thing that we wanted to talk about, that Marvel is actually going to be starting to ship comics out on May 27th. I think that's definitely good news. My goal this week, if I can, is I actually want to get a couple of comic shops on the live stream so that we can have a conversation with them about how they plan to ramp back up, how they're going to ramp things back up now that Marvel and Diamond are going to start shipping again. I'd like to get a little bit of that firsthand experience and firsthand account from these folks as to what their plan is, right? And I actually thought about getting one of them on the show tonight, but my day was not my own. And so maybe this coming week, I'll be able to connect with a couple of LCSs and get them on the show to talk about how they are going to handle this return of things, return of comics, both from Marvel and DC, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So the next thing that I had on my agenda to talk about is Boom Studios. And we've been talking about Boom Studios a lot, right? Boom has been the topic, I want to say, for maybe like the last 2 weeks or so, maybe even 3 weeks. They've been making a lot of noise. They signed a deal with Netflix. We talked about that. They had this Day First, this well-written statement from their president about this new Day First initiative and how comic shops have the opportunity to have a new day one, right? They have an opportunity to reset things. They have an opportunity to build communities again. Maybe they didn't do it before. Now they can do it now. Maybe they did it before, but now maybe they can enhance the community that they are attempting to build. But Boom Studios, in my opinion, whoever is handling their strategy, their marketing, their PR, I honestly believe that Boom Studios is firing on all cylinders. And they have that Red Mother title, which I just think is incredible. I'm a huge fan of what Boom Studios is doing right now. And so we are going to continue to talk about these guys. But Boom is offering gifts, variants, deep discounts, and more for comic shops when they can resume operations. And this is a continuation of their whole Day One initiative. But Boom Studios today announced a new Day One retailer support service program, an industry first plan to immediately support comic shops and their communities worldwide. Every comic shop will have their own Day One, the day that they reopen their doors to the community and engage with new customers. Boom Studios has committed to arm their retailer partners with clear advance information and support every comic book store having a successful Day One. And I'm going to skip down to the bottom here of this statement. But basically what this program, this Day One retailer support program entails is full returnability through August. That is fantastic, right? Because these shops are going to be coming online at different times. Some of them may be opening to coincide with what Marvel is doing. Others may have to delay because of what is happening in their local jurisdictions. But Boom is basically saying you have full returnability until August, which I think is fantastic. Any retailer not currently enrolled in the Boom guarantee can sign up for free, and they have that information. But full returnability from May 20th through August 26 is what they're saying. They're also doing a rare variant cover gift set, and Boom Studios will offer retailers a direct cash infusion by providing previously released rare and popular variant covers for free to qualifying Diamond accounts in June. That is a lot. They're saying a lot there. They're basically saying that we're going to give you some stuff that is worth some money so that you can actually turn around and sell it. We're doing it for free, but we're also doing it for Diamond, which I think is a statement in and of itself that kind of goes against what DC has decided to do. Scrolling down, they're doing these monthly 1 per store variant covers, providing previously unannounced 1 per store variants every month through December 2020 to qualifying Diamond accounts. They're doing some deep discounts and some other initiatives here, all of which affiliate sales program, all of which I think are really designed to help comic shops get back up and running. So let me head back over to the chat real quick. Shout out to my man, Silver Age Surfer. I definitely appreciate you, bro, and the comment that you posted up earlier today. But thank you very much for that super chat. I definitely appreciate that, my friend. What is this? Boom, just boomed our mind. Oh man. Yeah, man. Again, whoever is doing like the PR and some of the other initiatives for Boom Studios, they are honestly not messing around. They are not messing around. They are making it known that they are on the side of the retailer, making it known that they are on the side of Diamond, which I think is really fascinating, right? I think it is really fascinating where some of the lines are actually being drawn. And so I don't know whether it's right or wrong, right? I don't know. I definitely have my personal opinions on how some of this stuff is being handled, and I have not been shy about that. Jimbo, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. What is this? What's up, Reggie? Did you send any comics to CGC private signing? I did not. I did not. I have a video coming out, and I will in that video tell you what my plans were and how they were derailed. My plans were definitely derailed, man. But no, I did not do it. I'm actually, and I've alluded to this before. You know, I have a pool of money that I make available to the hobby, and I use that pool of money to do certain things, right? And when that pool is depleted because I'm doing other things, then it prevents me from doing stuff like the in-house signings, right? As much as I wanted to. And there's a lot of things that I'm actually working on behind the scenes that you guys will hear about in the coming weeks and coming months. But rest assured that I believe that it's a good use of funds. The in-house signings, man, they were definitely attractive. And I have to tell you, when I did my interview with Clayton Crane, there were a couple of moments there during that interview when I was talking to him where I learned some things that I thought were really interesting, that were prompting me to go in a certain direction, but I held true. I held true to the goals that I have for my collection and the goals that I have for the channel. And that is ultimately what prevented me from sending some things in. So shout out to my man right here. Where to go? Lee, here we go. Lee dropped the super chat. He said, I tried to close that most anticipated video. I definitely appreciate the super chat, Lee D. Definitely appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. What does it say? Matt Woods, if Boom Studios keeps hustling the way they are, they could, man, bro, that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. You know, man, there is so that, man, Image is killing the game. Image is killing the game. I need to look at the market share to see what that market share actually looks like between Image and Boom Studios, but Image is definitely in third place. I don't know off the top of my head who's in fourth, and one of you may be able to look it up relatively quickly, but I believe that what Boom is doing right now is very bold. It is very bold. It's very unified. Whereas with Image is a little disjointed, right? Because Todd McFarlane, who is the president, made a couple of statements that did not align with the organization as a whole. And they look to be a little in conflict. And that's, you know, that's how that organization is set up. Whereas with Boom, they appear to be much more unified. And again, I don't know whether that is right or wrong. That is just a statement of my opinion on what I actually see come out from those two organizations. But man, Boom has some good stuff, man. But Image, Image is killing the game. I don't know if Spire is from Boom. I read Red Mother. That's the one that I'm really on right now. I'm definitely digging that. Looking forward to seeing when that comes back. So scrolling down through the comments here again, Lee, thank you, brother, for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that. Scrolling down through some of the comments here. My man Johnny Future, thank you, brother, for helping me out with that, because the old eyes cannot see as well, especially when I have a light that is right in my face. Scrolling down to some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Reggie likes boom. I do like saying boom, right? So if I say Boom Studios, it gives me a great, opportunity to be like boom, boom this, boom that, boom, boom, boom. Boom is a drink. You will be drunk by the end of this show. Boom. All right, scrolling down through the comments, seeing what else you guys are talking about. What is this? Scrolling, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Lee, he noticed. Well done, sir. Well done. For those that don't know, the Gibbon is the unofficial mascot of the Reggie Collects channel, and the Gibbon is back. Shout out Johnny Future. I see you, brother. I see you. Scrolling down through the comments. I think I saw Chuck. Did I see Chuck in here? Where did I see Chuck? May have lost it. Chuck, if you're here, shout out to you, brother. The chat sometimes gets away from me, so as I'm scrolling through, Boom has better comics. Ooh, that is a bold statement, Reyes. That is bold. Ooh, I don't know if I agree with that, but everyone has an opinion. I think that, I've said it before. The fact that we can sit here and have a debate and a discussion around which of them is better is a very good sign. That is a very good sign that there is good content that is actually coming out, because I'm torn, because there is some good stuff coming out of both of those houses, man. That is really impressive. So Tina says she's under the table because I've been getting carried away with all the booms, and Boom is now. Lee notices everything, Johnny Future. He notices everything. There he is. There's my man, Chuck. It's good to see you, brother. Comic Collection Agency is in the house. How you doing, brother? Matt Wood says in 2019, Image was third at 8%. Boom Studios was 6. Yeah, they're a little behind. They're definitely a little. I think maybe IDW was between them. It's been a while since I looked at that data, but IDW might have been in the mix. It might have been in the mix, but like I said, it's been a little while. The Low Grade Hero, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. All right, so my collection of indie comics has certainly grown. Man, I think a lot of people's indies collections are actually growing. I don't include Image in that. I don't think Image is an independent at 8, even though they're at 8%. Versus, Marvel and DC. I do not consider them an independent, and they also do not consider themselves an independent. But what I will say is that some of the indies out there are putting out some really good content, right? So you have TKL Studios, you have Ablaze, you have Boom Studios, AWA. There are a lot of indies out there that are putting out some really, really good content, and I definitely applaud those. Ethan says he gets his Fantastic 452 tomorrow. Congrats on that, brother. That is all right. That Snake Eyes variant from IDW is fine. I haven't seen that. Don't tell me anymore. I don't want to spend any more money. I don't want to spend any more money. I don't want to spend it. Reggie has trained the Gibbon to man, here's the thing. I was trying to hang the Gibbon from the edge of this thing, and I couldn't get him to balance up there, but I thought it'd be cool. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. The Gibbon was up there hanging. I couldn't do it. Then I started to nail his hands to the wall, and that just did not seem like a good idea. All right, so far we have talked about Marvel and the fact that Marvel is going to be shipping comics on May 27th. They're going to be shipping out 5 books on May 27th, which means that retailers will get them on Tuesday. And if precedent has anything to do with it, they may be selling them on Tuesday. But at a minimum, it will be New Comic Book Day for Marvel, at least on May 27th. They have released their publication schedule basically from May 27th through the early part of July. And so there is a press release on the marvel.com website where you can read more about that, or you can just watch the beginning of this broadcast. We talked a little bit about Boom Studios and how they are stepping up their efforts to actually help local comic shops. They're doing all kinds of stuff, giving comic shops free gifts that they can turn around and sell, giving them some super deep discounts on top of discounts, giving them the ability to return comics all the way through August. Boom Studios is indeed dropping the boom and doing some really, really good stuff. And I will note basically showing some allegiance to Diamond, which is interesting. It is an interesting approach that they have chosen. All right. So the very last thing that I want to get through to before we really start to get into some of the normal things that we cover here on the channel is this right here. There was an announcement. There was an announcement that another publisher has signed an exclusive deal with Diamond. And this actually just came out, I guess, on April 30th. So a couple of days ago, AWA signs exclusive direct market and book trade deal with Diamond. And I know a lot of people were like, this is the end of Diamond with DC doing what they're doing. But as we can see, there are distributors, there are publishers, sorry, that are continuing to sign deals with Diamond. And so this is one that came out not that long ago. Diamond was awarded the rights to exclusively distribute artists, writers, and artisans' new releases to the North American book market under the banner of Diamond. They also have the ability to distribute AWA's comic books to local comic shops as well. And so a lot of people may not have heard of AWA, but it is actually artists, writers, and artisans known as Awa Studios. This is an indie publisher that is doing some really cool stuff. They are similar to Image in that they are giving creators the ownership rights for their work, but they're also giving them part of the company as well, which I don't think is the case with Image. I think with Image, people retain their creations, but they don't necessarily own a part of the company. So this is a little bit of a twist. And this company was actually started by some people that actually came from Marvel. A couple of these guys actually came from Marvel. And then I don't know if anybody remembers this. This guy was the CEO of AOL. I don't know if anybody remembers. You've got mail from back in the day. But they basically have signed this deal. And down here at the bottom, I just want to show this. These are a couple of their titles: The Resistance, Year Zero, Archangel 8, Red Border, Hotel. I've actually need to read this. I started to read this one and just I didn't make it past the front cover. I think I fell asleep. But these are some of the titles that are actually out from AWA. I hope to read some of these. I've actually heard really good things about these. I don't know if you guys have read this. I've seen a couple of people post up The Resistance and also which one? Red Border on Instagram, but I'm not sure if anyone has actually read those things here in the chat. If you did, you've got mail. Well done. That's like back in the day, brother. What is this? AWA's OKMS. I'm not familiar with that. Comics Unlimited. You may have to spell that one out from me. AOL. What you know about that? Dial up. Let me see. Next, they'll be getting to see. What was the one? It wasn't Netgear. That's the networking company. There was Navigator. Does anybody remember Navigator? Man, that takes me back in time. That takes me back. AOL going back to the 90s with that one. Man, it's like shiny foils and AOL will dial up, right? Competition is good. Comics should never go back to single source distributor. Yeah, we've had a lot of debates around that. Yeah, be careful what you wish for, my friend. Scrolling down through some of the comments, can't hear the dial up. Oh, did he say net zero? Well done, sir. Well done with the net zero. Oh my goodness, you guys are hilarious. Man, Netscape, that was cool right there. Netscape Navigator. I remember this stuff, man, back in the day. This was my thing. This was my jam back in the day. Alta Vista. Ooh, who remember Ask Jeeves? Was it it was Ask Jeeves and Ask Simon, I think. The roaring 90s, man, with all the startups and the dial-ups and Napster. Wow. It was the browser wars. How do you guys remember this stuff? Well done, CompuServe. Couple of CompuServes up in there. Very good, very good. My phone was always AOL. I think AOL is actually still around. I actually think AOL is still around. I don't know what exactly their business is right now, but I think that they are still around. Wow, that's old. That's old for certain. I remember, man, I used to do a lot of web development back in the day, and I remember just all of the different browsers, all of the different search engines that were available. I mean, it just felt like there was a new one every single day that was out there. LimeWire, wow, I downloaded a lot of music off of LimeWire and also Napster. Wow, what is that? How about the search engine web crawler? I remember that one too. Scrolling down through some of the comments here. Yes, they are still around. They are still around for certain. So what is this? Well done. All right. So again, just a quick recap for anyone that jumped in. We talked a little bit about Marvel. We talked about Boom Studios, and we also talked about AWA signing an exclusive deal with Diamond. So I want to give you guys a quick heads up on a few other things. If you saw the dirty grading video that I released earlier this week, in that video, I actually showed you guys a book that someone was trying to sell to one of you guys at a 6.0. And I'm doing this all from memory, so bear with me. I think that the cost of a 6.0 was about $800, right? For Fantastic Four 48. The seller was trying to get $800 for this book at a 6.0. The buyer did not believe that it was 6. They believed that it was actually lower. They reached out to me. We did a little dirty grading, right? And where we arrived was that book was probably like a 1.8 to a 2. Right, 1.8 to probably a 2, and I'm pleased to announce, and this is incredible. The buyer had the seller watch the video. The seller watched the video, realized that I was talking about his book, and then sold the book to the buyer for a 1.8 price at oh, I didn't write the price down. Oh, I didn't write I was all set for the build up, and it was like for $170. Again, memory serves, he was at $800, 6.0 for a Fantastic Four 48, and he ended up selling it for $170 at a 1.8, which is probably what that book actually was, right? So shout out to the power of YouTube for being able to get somebody a really good deal on a book. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. They actually, the person sent me a message. I think it was on Saturday. It was like, you will never believe it. So I thought that was pretty cool. It will probably never, ever work again, but we got one. We definitely got one. What is this? I didn't lowball anybody. Oh my goodness, man. Trying to. I mean, it was red, bro. Fantastic Four 48 is red ocean. That book is red ocean for certain, and I think and I actually have a video coming up about this. With everything that is happening right now, it's very interesting. It is a very interesting time for us, to be honest with you. So I'm very pleased that the buyer was able to get this book for what I think is actually a fair price. I think that's pretty cool. Even though I'm called a low baller. Oh man, there was an FF Annual 6 on eBay recently. Someone was trying to pass off as very fine, but it was trash, probably 2.0 at best. You really have to be careful. You do, and I think that that's part of the reason what motivated me to create the dirty grading video. I was sitting in this chair as I was reading this message from this buyer that was like, I don't know what the actual grade of this book is. I don't think it's where this person says it is. I think it might be here. And I had my exchange with him. I got up, I walked over to this whiteboard right here, and I wrote myself a note. I wrote myself a note to do a video to help these kind of situations, because there are a lot of people, man, that, they people put the books up and they want to get as much money for the book as possible, right? And I've had people put up raw books and price it at a graded book. And I've reached out to those people in some cases, not every case, in some cases, and they haven't really realized what a graded book actually is. And they didn't understand that there was a price difference between a graded book and a raw book, right? And I think some people will say that sellers are dishonest. And there's maybe some of that, but I think that there are also people that have books in their possession that are naive, that don't necessarily know how to grade a comic. Therefore, they don't know how to price a comic. So they do a couple of searches on eBay. They see the prices. They're like, then that's the price, right? And they want to get that money. So sometimes I think it's honestly a mistake. I think it comes from an inexperience, a place of inexperience. But then I think there's the other side of the spectrum, which we're not going to talk about because we kind of know what that is, right? But I think that the part of it is sometimes there are genuine mistakes that are actually made. You know what I'm saying? So I like to sometimes give people the benefit of the doubt until they don't deserve it. And then we handle that a different way. So somebody just dropped a super chat. I want to acknowledge that. My man, Johnny Future, thank you for helping your subscribers with grading. And bro, I try. And you know this, Johnny Future, because we talk behind the scenes, right? I don't want anybody to catch a brick, right? And if you don't know what that expression means, just imagine somebody throwing a brick and you trying to catch it. And if you're not a good catcher, what don't catch a brick, man. That's what this is about. It's about helping us all be a little smarter, because in my head, if I can help one collector from not overpaying, then potentially that is a collector that will stay in the hobby long term, that won't get burned out. You know what I'm saying? Because we need people to keep coming into the hobby, and we want them to come in, and we want them to be smart, and we want them to buy books, and we want them to enjoy the hobby, and we want them to be part of the community. That's what a lot of this stuff is about. You know what I'm saying? We should all try to assume the bet, bro. Preach, man. That's true. And it's hard. It's honestly hard, right? To give people the benefit of the doubt because of all the stuff that happens out there, right? But generally speaking, I see more good than I see bad, but it's easy to be swayed by the negative, right? I can see one negative comment that someone will leave up, and it will stick with me sometimes a little bit longer than the positive comments. And it's like, sometimes I have to let those things go. And I want to read one to you. This is a comment that someone posted up just a short while ago, 53 minutes. How many collectors of key issues actually read comics? In my experience, almost none. All of the issues between keys are garbage. Comic book enjoyment is over, and only speculation is left. The slabbing of books proves it. That was the comment that someone left on a video about the giveaway that we did for the Red Hulk 2 days ago. The comment had nothing to do with the video. This was a point that someone was trying to make. So here was my response. This was my response. You are certainly entitled to your opinions. I would invite you to keep an open mind regarding the state of the hobby and attend one of our live streams where you'll be exposed to collectors that will expand your experience. We'll be having a live stream tonight at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. That was my message. Because again, maybe this person was having a bad day. Maybe they've been burned. Maybe they've been jaded, right? My thing is, let's welcome them in. Let's welcome them in. Let's have them come in and experience what we do here, which is not that jaded point of view, where we try to give people, to my man Lee Atkins' point, we try to give them the benefit of the doubt. All right. So let me give you guys a heads up on some of the videos that are going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. And I think there's a couple of good videos here. I really do think that there's a couple of good videos. One of the questions that people have been asking me as of late is, should I buy multiple minor keys or one major key? So we're going to talk about it. Should I buy multiple minor keys or one major key? I did a video. And again, I have these exchanges with people. I walk over to the whiteboard. I write myself a note. I then sit down and I create a video. Well, I noodle it for a couple of days. Then I create a video. So we're going to do that. We're going to unbox a couple of books over the course of this week. And one of them is has some DC books in it. So I know you guys will enjoy that. We are going to talk about the MCU. We're going to talk about the MCU, and we're going to talk about the impact, the potential impact of what is happening or not happening in the MCU. The impact of what is happening or not happening with the MCU on comics. That will be a video that will come out this week. And then I'm also going to be doing I think an in-depth review of a app that will help people organize their comic book collection. And it is an app that you guys have been talking to me about probably for 2 years, and I have been resistant to. I have been resistant. But I decided to get on board, and I am doing a review of that app. So those are a couple of the videos that we're going to do. New app. We're going to talk about the impact of the MCU on comics. We're going to unbox some books, including some DC books. And then we're also going to look at whether you should buy multiple minor keys or one major key. That is what we'll be getting to over the course of this week. And then we'll also be releasing a podcast tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific time. And then I'll probably also go live a couple of times this upcoming week. So definitely stay tuned for some of that. So I would agree. I would agree. I think that everyone should pick up a copy of Turok #1. A future key. Brother, I will be dust before that. What is this? What is this? What is my most anticipated Marvel show coming out? I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to the She-Hulk thing, man. I'm kind of looking forward to that, and maybe the Winter Soldier. I actually went back and watched last weekend a bunch of Marvel movies, and I wouldn't mind seeing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think that could be pretty cool to see those guys on screen. The She-Hulk stuff, I've always been interested in that because I have this, I don't know, this history with attorneys, right? And so there's a little bit of something there that I kind of enjoy. So Bearded Comic Collector, how you doing, Jerry? It's good to see you, bro. What did you say? Really enjoying the Wednesday Go Collect show. It is. If you guys haven't checked out the show that I do on Wednesdays for Go Collect over on their channel, it's some good stuff, man. It is some good stuff. Basically, what I do is I recap a couple of blog posts from bloggers. And these folks basically write from several different points of view about Marvel, about DC, generally always about speculation, but they have different takes on some of this. And so every single week on Wednesday, I represent some of those bloggers and talk about their content. And I think it's a cool video, man. I think that the editor does a fantastic job of editing the video, introducing music and all kinds of visual elements that make me jealous that I don't have an editor for my actual channel. So I'm definitely envious of the person and their editing skills. Maybe at some point I will hire an editor. Maybe at some point we will take that pool of money that I was talking about earlier today and actually invest it into to getting some editing. I was talking to Vika about that over the course of this weekend, and maybe one day. There's a couple of things I'm working on that maybe we'll get there. I don't know. But Jerry, thank you, brother, for taking the time to watch those videos that come out every single week. They're definitely cool. Multiple, bro. I'm telling you, ooh, Tina, you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong with Amazing Spider-Man 110. Giving gang stand up. You can't go wrong. All right. So let's go ahead and get to this giveaway. I want to give a huge shout out to the Bunky Brothers, bunkybrothers.com or Bunky_brothers_comics on Instagram. These guys hooked me up with this book. I messed up this week. I did not do what I was supposed to do, and I was short one book for the Go Collect giveaway. I bought all my books for Go Collect in one shot at the beginning of the month, and then I'm done, and I did not buy enough. And so the Bunky Brothers saved my buns by basically giving me a book. They gave me a book for me to give away, and that is what we are going to do. So we're going to give away this book to one lucky subscriber tonight, and then I have a bonus. I have a bonus sitting off to my side, and then I'm going to show you guys the next book that is going to be given away this week. And I'm going to tell you right now, so stay tuned for that. All right, so let's go ahead and pull the screen up, and we are going to take a look very briefly at the list of individuals that were able to find the video that came out from the channel this week and get the phrase that they needed. And the phrase was Carol Danvers. That was the phrase that folks needed. And I actually posted this list up earlier today. I think it was around 7:15 a.m. Pacific time. I posted the list up, but these are all of the individuals that are basically in the running for this Miss Marvel #1 9.0 white pages. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen one more time, and we are going to roll some dice, and then we're going to figure out how many times I have to randomize this list before I'm able to give away this really cool book. And we have rolled 10. And now we are going to start randomizing this list, and we're going to give away this cool book to at least one of you guys. All right. So 10 was the number. Make my screen a little bit bigger so I can actually see it. And now we're going to randomize. That was 1. Down to the bottom. Here is 2, 3, 4, 5. We are halfway there, people. Halfway there to giving away this book. That is 6. Scrolling down. Here is 7, 8, 9. And the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway is Aaron B. Aaron B, you, sir, are the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. So please, Aaron B, send me an email to Regie at regiecollects.com, R-E-G-I-E, Regie at regiecollects.com. In that email, I need to know your screen name, which I think that is, your government name, which that might be, your mailing address, and also your preference for a t-shirt. I only have large shirts and I only have 2 left, I think. They're both dark gray. So if you want the shirt, it can fit a large, I will send this to you. If you cannot fit the large or do not want the shirt, I have another prize from Go Collect that I will bundle up with your book, and I will get this mailed out to you. So this is the book that is going to be sent out to Aaron B for winning the Go Collect giveaway. And then I'm also going to give him this right here as a little bit of a bonus. This is X-Force number 1. This is a 9.0 with white pages, right? That was a 9.0 with white pages. So this is X-Force number 1, 9.0 with white pages. This is a sketch cover. And this is also a 1 in 100 variant. This is a 1 in 100 variant for X-Force right there that will be bundled up and sent out to Aaron B. So you get two 9.0s with white pages. This will be sent out to you, my friend. All right. So make sure you send me that email to Regie at regiecollects.com and I will get that sent out to you. All right. So let me scroll back down here and see what you guys are talking about. And then I'm going to, what does 11th place get? A firm handshake. Firm handshake. What I will tell you, and I have a video coming out about this soon, there will be some bonus prizes that are going to be given away in future giveaways. Shout out to my man, Comic Collection Agency, Juan, and his fantastic girlfriend, Skylar. They put together some really awesome bonus prizes that I will start mailing out to people very soon. Stay tuned for the video. All right. So this book that I'm about to show you that I picked up is an original owner estate find of thousands of silver and bronze age comics acquired by Seeking Books, a local sci-fi, fantasy, and comic book shop in West Roxbury, Massachusetts, composed of a wide array of titles, publishers, and genres. It was notable not only for containing high-grade examples from most of the major Marvel and DC superhero series, but also television, movie, and funny animal titles. So this is not a pedigree book. It is not a pedigree book that I'm about to show you that I'm going to be giving away this coming week, but it is a book from a pretty awesome collection. And this is actually a book that comes from Comic Link. Comic Link put together this really nice certificate that will be sent out with the book that speaks to the quality and the significance of this book. It is a book from 1972. It is a book from 1972. And it is the origin of Luke Cage retold. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous Heroes for Hire number 2. This is the book that will be given away this week as part of the Go Collect giveaway. All right. So again, shout out to the folks at Go Collect for putting me in a position to be able to give away these books every single week. But this is the book. We've given away a Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 1. And now we have a super high grade issue number 2 that we are going to be giving away. This is a 9.6 off-white to white pages, Heroes for Hire number 2 from 1972. This is a really nice book. I'm telling you, this is a nice book, man. So, yeah, somebody's going to be getting this book this coming Sunday. So definitely, I would encourage you to stay tuned to the videos that are coming out from the channel over the course of this week so that you can be in the running to get this book right here. Cool and collect it, brother. That fits right in with your collection. My man has a super high grade collection of just gorgeous books over there. 9 6s and 9 8s makes me not jealous, but envious. Adam Close is like, that's a beauty right there, man. Oh man, hey brother, you know, every single one of you knows how to get it right. Every single one of you. No, bro, I don't want to put that on my wall. because I'm gonna just have to take it down and send it to somebody else. No, we're not even putting that on. Luke, I am your father. That is very funny. That is very funny, Matthew. I got to put that up on screen. I'm gonna have this book sitting right here. It will not go on my wall because it's not staying here. Comic Collection Agency, shout out to you. I'm gonna show one thing. I'm gonna reach down here. Let me see if I can grab. I'm gonna show one thing. My man, Comic Collection Agency, a bundle here of Jack Kirby unpublished archives. It is a box of some really, really dope cards. And there's some magical cards in here. Comic Collection Agency has hooked me up with some pretty nice bonus prizes that we are going to start making use of in the coming weeks. Shout out to you, Juan, for hooking me up, brother. I definitely appreciate that. What is this? If I wanted to give you a book for a giveaway, do I just mail it to you? I would say reach out to me, man, on Instagram or email. We can have a conversation about it. To be honest with you, I'm trying to slow down on some of the giveaways, to be honest, because it's a lot. It's a lot, right? For me to take it in and then to come up with some way to give it away and then to mail it out to people and stuff like that. So what I would say is reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. A lot of people send AOKs and they basically are like, you can do what you want to do with the book. And so a lot of times what'll happen is it'll come in, it'll go in a box that is under my table right here, and it will then make its way back out in the form of AOKs and things like that. But to do like physical videos where I do giveaways, that takes a little bit more coordination, a little bit more work, and I have a lot of other stuff, right? So I've actually had to turn down a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. But reach out to me. We can have a conversation and we can see how we can approach it. My man Juan, and you'll see in the video, Comic Collection Agency, the way he did it, it makes it almost a no-brainer for me. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see the video maybe next week after, I'm not quite sure, but there is one coming out. So scrolling down, a couple of super chats that just popped in. Let me acknowledge those. Pretty fly for a Filipino guy. Thanks for your help today. The reholdering info was the truth. You are very welcome, bro. I definitely appreciate that. It took me a minute to realize that was you because you have like 8 different screen names. I get so confused. But I'm glad that the advice was helpful. Glad that it was helpful. I try to make myself available to people whenever folks have questions about things. You know, I remember when I went into competing for the first time, I reached out to a couple of guys that I looked up to that had great physiques, and I always like was hopeful that they would respond back. And there was one guy by the name of Shaka. All right, he was an actor and a physique guy. His name was Shaka. He was one of the only guys that responded back to me. And it meant the world to me that this guy would take time to respond to my message. And, you know, that is something that I will never forget, right? If someone reaches out a hand and says, hey, I need some help or I need some advice, I want to continue trying to extend my hand to as many people as possible. So shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. I absolutely appreciate that. Thank you also for being a Patreon member. This guy's double dipping right here. And so is this guy right here. This guy's double dipping right here. This guy is sending me super chats, and he is also our newest Patreon member, my man, Tony T, the owner of EGS Comics. Shout out to you, brother. I think a new customer may have just come your way over the course of this weekend. So thank you for making magic happen. I think that person indicated that they were going to send a couple of books your way for you to actually grade them. I think maybe even do some signature authentication and stuff like that. So shout out to you, Tony T, for the super chat and also for being a solid Patreon member, brother. I definitely appreciate that. Scrolling down through the comments here. Shaka Khan, my ex-wife actually met Shaka Khan once at a retreat, which I just thought was dope because Shaka Khan is a monster on stage. He is a monster. Mike's Card and Collectibles, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. One AOK, everybody knows the that's not the rule I follow. That's not the rule I follow. What is this? Brother, you have shown up in 2 videos with your super chats. I mean, not your super chats, your AOKs. And I just showed one of them a second ago. I can't show it again because that'll give it away. I can't show it again. You have to stay tuned for the video, which I think is coming out this week. I think you'll see one this week and maybe one next week if memory serves. So the boxes come in, man, and I try to turn them back around and share them back out. Jerry, my man, I try, brother. I try. Scrolling down through the comments here. What does that say? Reggie, did you see my Spider-Man 9.8s on IG? I don't know, Brandon. I think you mentioned before that you tagged me in something, bro, but I don't remember seeing the tag. And I don't even think that you use the same name on Instagram. So it's hard for me to remember. Oh, you know what? I think you did tag me on that one. It was the 90s, right? I think it was the 90s Spider-Man books. I think that was you. I think that was you. So I think I saw that. Yeah. Alex, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Scroll down, which ASM 9.8, scrolling down. Let me look real quick. Tech Geek, he says. Now, everybody head over and go to Tech Geek and see these 9.8s. Tech Geek. There we go. Brother, first, I don't even follow you. So now I got to correct that. So we went ahead and did that. Man, come on, bro. Brandon, come on. Bro, come on, man. This guy's posting up some good stuff over here. Marvel Collectible Classics, Spider-Man #1. Really nice 9.8. Who signed that? Is that Mike Zeck? It's signed by Mike Zeck on 6/6/16. And then he also has Web of Spider-Man #1, 9.8. I'm not jealous, might be a little envious. Shout out to you, brother. Those are cool books for sure. But you can't put this guy up here. You can't put this guy up here. Come on, brother. You got to get a photo of me. Put a photo of me up there. This guy, I don't know about this guy. I'm gonna like that photo. Whatever. I'm gonna like it for you. All right, Brandon. I got you, brother. I got you now. Sorry, I did not see that tag. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I get tagged on a lot of stuff. I try to honestly like as much of it as I possibly can, but for some reason I did not see that tag. Brandon, let me see. Let me go back and look at your hashtag. I did not see that one. I honestly did not see that. And I actually try to like a lot of stuff. So you definitely have my, can you put that on the screen? Let me put it on. Oh, you want to see it on screen? Sorry, I wasn't sharing, was I? There you go. This dude right here. He's bragging over here. Brandon's bragging over here, teasing. Very cool books though, brother. This is a cool book. I have not that one. I have 2 copies of that one. I don't think either one is a 9.8, but I do like some Mike Zeck, man. Oh no, that was is that Vess? I think that's Vess. That is a Vess painted cover. VESS did that cover. My bad. That's actually a really cool book, though. All right. Scrolling down through, who's Comic Tom? I don't know. I keep hearing that name. I keep hearing that name. I don't know. Scrolling down. What is this? Chromium ASM 300 years back. Yeah, man. We all have those opportunities, right? Where we all kick ourselves on those ones that we pass on. So. All right. With that, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. My wife and I started watching Designated Survivor with I think that's the name of it, with Kiefer Sutherland. I love that dude. I have loved that dude since Lost Boys. Definitely loved him in 24. And now he is on this Designated Survivor. Love this show. I am really enjoying it. I think we're on like episode 3 and I am like all in. I also watch Riddick and Chronicles of Riddick this weekend. So what does that tell you? I like it is a good show. It really is a good show. Tagged me last week on the big screen. Did I share it, Nikki? Did I share it? A lot of times, if you put me on big screen, bro, I will share those things. Super dope show, Designated Survivor. It is good, man. I'm definitely enjoying it, man. And he still hasn't died. He's the only one that survived, right? He survived all the way through 24. He got shot up, banged up, blown up, thrown out of airplanes, this, that, and the other, right? The entire political system was literally blown up, and this dude's drinking beer, right? He just doesn't die. Oh man. If you haven't watched, you're missing out, man. I'm telling you, bro. If it has vampires, my man, I have watched it, and I'm gonna tell you, Lost Boys is just a really, really good movie. And I could watch that one over and over again, you know? President Jack Bauer, truth. That is truth. Jack had this guy lacks something that Jack had. Let's just I'm keeping it family friendly. That's just how I roll. We're gonna keep it rolling on. All right. So real quick, I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown again. So we have 4 videos that are going to be coming out the course of this week. I'm gonna give you a rundown an in-depth rundown of an app that will help you to organize your collection. I spent a lot of time on this video. I'm actually pretty proud of the video that I put together, to be honest with you. So that's going to be coming out. I'm going to be offering you guys some tips and advice as to whether you should buy multiple keys or one key, multiple minor books or one major key. That's a question that I've gotten probably 4 or 5 times over the last 3 weeks, which leads me to believe that maybe other people are struggling with this or have questions about it. So I created a video. We're going to unbox some books, including some DC books. We're also going to be looking at the impact of the MCU and what is happening or not happening in the MCU, the impact of that on comics. And then I'm also going to be releasing one podcast this week, tomorrow morning. Shout out. We are almost at like 5,000 downloads on the podcast, right? So it doesn't matter where you listen to podcasts, whether it's Spotify, listen to iTunes, on Google, the Regie Collects channel is available on podcasting services. So if you're interested in taking Regie on the go with you, you can definitely access me there. It's some of the same content that I do here, but it's actually available for you to download and listen that way if you choose to kind of do that. All right. And then I'm going to, over the course of this video, this live stream right here, I talked about several topics. So if you came in late, you may want to check that stuff out. We talked about Marvel now shipping comics again, starting on May 27th. We talked about Boom Studios stepping up its efforts to help local comic shops. We talked about AWA actually signing an exclusive distribution deal for its comics and also for its books through Diamond. So Diamond is not dead. And so those are a couple of the topics that I covered over the course of this video. And this is the book that we're going to be giving out this week. So if you are interested in getting a pretty nice copy of Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 2, 9.6, you definitely want to stay tuned to the videos that are coming out from the channel over the course of this week. All right. If you guys need me, you can definitely reach out to me on Instagram, which is my preferred, at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to reggie@regiecollects.com. My goal is to try to interact with as many of you as possible. So I would just ask that if you're sending emails, try to send substantive emails. That helps me to kind of focus my efforts because I only have so much time, right? And so I want to take that time and I want to focus it on substantive messages and things like that. So I would just ask that if you're reaching out, try to make it substantive as much as you possibly can, right? But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope that you enjoyed the show. I definitely enjoyed it. But like I said, if you need me, I am not too hard to find. Take care.